Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. All right, waiting for the audience to build. But today, I am going to teach everybody a little bit about Hanukkah. I'm going to tell you things you never knew about this holiday. And if you're not Jewish, you'll learn a lot. And if you are Jewish, you will also learn a lot. Because Hanukkah is a very, very interesting Jewish holiday. And it's not what you think. So while we wait for people to come on, I want to show you where I'm at today. Beautiful Marco Island. It's a little bit breezy. It's in the 70s, so it's not exactly the beach weather that I'm used to. Hello, Big Lawn. But it's really a gorgeous day today. And no rain in sight. Hello, Gloria. Aw, thank you, Lon. I appreciate it. So I wanted to teach everybody about Hanukkah today. But we'll wait for more people to come on before we really start talking about it. Anyway, it's the holiday season. And Hanukkah falls in the same kind of timeline as Christmas. So people put the two holidays together, but they couldn't be more different. Is that Luann in the house? Hello, Luann. How are you, my friend? It's so nice to see my friends on. And those of you who are members, I just did a special membership show for y'all, a little Hanukkah show, an appreciation show, if you will, because I do appreciate you so very much. It's been an amazing 10th anniversary of the Beach Report. And now that I'm on YouTube with the Beach Report, it's even better. And people who have come here to hate, they just get tossed into the Gulf of America. There's a lot of sharks in there, by the way. I do like to make fun of them. I know you guys always say I should ignore them, but it is kind of fun to toss them into the Gulf. We have a lot of fun here on the Beach Report. And we don't let anybody get us down because I'm not catering or trying to impress anyone. Just God. That's it. Hello, Paul, my YouTube hero. I love it. Yeah, I know, right, Lon? It's fun. I know you enjoy being a mod, and I am actually grateful that you enjoy being a mod, because I need my mods. You guys are great. I didn't used to ever want mods, because I was always afraid that you might kick off somebody who is just making a joke, and I know it's a joke, and maybe you don't. And that still does happen sometimes. But it's okay, because the level of hatred and animosity has just gone off the roof. Hello, Mitra. People and bots are paid to come on channels like mine and try to make mischief and mayhem. But guess what? We'll just play with you here. We don't take any of you seriously. So if you want to come and you want to say sexist, misogynist, racist, homophobic, whatever things, well, I'm not gay, so the homophobic thing doesn't work, but you know. All right, Lon, well, you can always watch the replay. I wish that you would. And please try not to treat me like I'm not a person who doesn't have feelings. And hi Laura. And I do actually have feelings, and I am a real person, so try to treat me as such. Somebody you might see on the street, treat me with that kind of respect. You know, I know those of you who don't want to treat me with respect will tell me that, oh, respect has to be earned. Well, I'm earning it just by being here, so treat me with respect, because I definitely don't deserve your disrespect. And yeah, Gloria, I want to talk about Australia. especially on Hanukkah. Thank you so much, Lon. I know, Greg. That's why we do the beach report. Even though I'm wearing long sleeves, and that's really not normal for me, but it's better. Thank you, Diggy. And your respect is definitely appreciated. There's no reason to be rude to me just because I'm in Florida. Don't hate me because I'm warm. You're right, Rochester. This is what Islamists do. They attack us on our holidays, ancient Roman style. Wow. Barry, thank you so much. That's a happy Hanukkah present. And all the presents I get from you today. Yes, I'm going to show that one, Rochester. Thank you. So it's Hanukkah, so I will be happy for all Hanukkah presents. That's right. Respect everyone until they are disrespectful to me. Yeah. So, yes, as South Florida as possible. This is Marco Island. Oops. Oops. Happy Hanukkah. Whoops, I didn't mean to delete your comments, Barry. I definitely appreciate you. And thank you so much for the Hanukkah gift. Hello, Alabama. We love our Alabama friends. Hello, Snippy. It's very windy. I am here in the hotel on the beautiful Marco Island, Florida. So this is the southernmost city on the west coast, the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America coast of Florida. Cam says, I saw a video talking about bots are rude or those becoming bots themselves. Hey, that's so true. Hey, Jeff. That guy, this is not a dating show, and I am a widow. So please have respect for me. I'm not here looking for a man ever, ever, ever again. Oh, that's nice, Rochester. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Mark. One of my favorite Marks. It's okay, and thank you for apologizing. I do appreciate it. Again, don't hate me because I'm warm. So we are here in sunny South Florida in Marco Island, which is the southernmost city on the Gulf of America. West Palm Beach in the house. We'll be in West Palm Beach next week. And Boynton Beach too. I'm glad you feel the warmth. Hello, England. Oh, everyone's coming on now. Hello, Phoenix. Are you warm in Phoenix? I think you probably are, right? Yes, you get to see blue skies, Cam, which is what you always get on the beach report. I always make sure, and oh, looks like there's a bot. Bots always say ridiculous things. So if you say something ridiculous and you're not a bot, watch out, because you're going to be tossed in the intercoastal where the sharks are. Someone waits for you. Thank you, Mark. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, I'm really old, Willard, actually. I just turned 60, super old and super proud of it. So I don't know how old you are. Maybe you're 11 or something, and that's cool with me. Yeah, if you're a child and you think I'm old, that's okay. However, if you are older than I am, then we gotta wonder. Yeah, you're really rude too, Willard. You might want to learn some respect, or you will be tossed into the intercoastal. But I'm guessing that you're a child, so we'll give you some grace and we'll try to teach you how to treat other people if you need to learn. And if you don't want to learn, then you will be tossed by one of my moderators. So yeah, be rude at your own peril. Thank you, Sued. 60, it is old, okay? I admit, it's old. No quarter given to bot behavior. Yeah, thank you. Well, Mass, I'm not your mom, but I am old, so I could be your grandmother. Which is fine with me. It's always funny when really young people come on my show and they somehow want to shame me for being old. But guess what? I'm still alive. And guess what? Something else. I got to live in the 80s. So I'm super lucky. Hey, Bear, you're funny. Anyway, Yes, let's all be happy. Let's be happy and have fun and have respect for people we don't know, okay? Well, Sood, I think 52 is young. And I remember when I turned 50, I was actually super excited to be half a century year old. Aw, thank you, Lestar. And I appreciate you, beautiful black women, too. I'm not in retirement, Willard. I'm still working very hard. And I love what I do. And I do want to talk about that quickly because I am in the midst of working on three new books. So stay tuned for that. I have just become a bona fide publisher. One of the things I did want to talk about today is careers and how you can have a new career at any age. Hi, Dave. Thank you very much. Don't be rude, Barry. I am a widow and I'm not looking for a man, okay? What I'm looking for is validation in my chosen field as a publisher, which I have just embraced as my new career. I've always been a writer, I've always been an editor, a journalist. I graduated from journalism school in 1987. Yeah, way back when there were no computers. No, there were computers back then, but we didn't really work with them. Yes, authentic, exactly. I'm going to read that, DV. Show personality and depth rather than just surface. I don't know what that is word, but that's the kind of attractiveness that isn't forced or flashy. It's authentic, memorable, and leaves a lasting impression long after the first glance. Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice. Yeah, it didn't take me 60 years to get published. I'm a journalist. I've been published since I was a teenager. So getting published was never my thing. It was writing books and having other people get published. You know, getting published is difficult. You can self-publish, of course. Anybody can do that. But to be published by a publishing company is no mean feat. And I think it's kind of sad that people have to jump through such hoops, especially when they are really good writers or they have a really good story to tell. And they have to do a lot in order to get published by somebody else. So my job now is to help those of you who want to be published get published. And I'll make it easy for you and I'll work with you. You know, it's one thing to be able to do the graphic design of publishing. A lot of people do that, and it's very difficult. And it's taken me 3 years to learn how to do it. So now I know how to do it. But see, I'm more than just a graphic designer making a book look good. I'm also an editor and a writer myself. So anybody who publishes with me has the benefit of me being an actual editor and publisher. So there's a lot of books out there, Willard. If you just look on Amazon, you'll see millions of books. Books are a big deal. And when there's no internet or signals or anything, mark my words, you'll turn to books. So hello, V-Rogues. Oh, Tree, I was adopted as a baby. That's what my second book is about, actually, my adoption. So thank you for saying that. It's so funny how little random comments that you guys make always spark in me what I want to talk about. It's kind of like a God thing. This Willard, I think, needs to be tossed into the intercoastal because you're really rude and I just don't have any time for you. So I'm going to send you over to the sharks and they will take care of you, Willard. You have a good day. Cam says, a few days ago, I noticed a bookstore reopened when they closed years ago in the same location. Well, now they're next door in a smaller. I like that. Hello, Bad. Not your mom, but hello. Millionaire. Oh, boy. You know, you might think I look stressed out, Porter, but that's because I don't wear makeup. I don't believe in it. I do have a little bit of lipstick on, and I did want to talk to you about the lipstick. I have a sample of it here in my pocket. It's this company, it's just a sample, but it's called Stone and Spear. And I started buying Stone and Spear because this lipstick is made of beef tallow. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you will not be interested in this at all. But I'm interested because I want natural products on my body. And I don't like to wear makeup. I don't put on creams or anything that come from the drugstore. Actually, I use something called Honeybees on my skin. That's my facial cream. I've been using it for about a year now. Bought it in March, and I love it, and I want to work with that company too. So, I don't think I'll get windburn today, Mark. It's really not that windy. It might look windy, but it's not. But anyway, the reason I wanted to get beef tallow lipstick is because I eat lipstick. Like, there's some kind of study that's been done that women eat like pounds of lipstick in a year. I mean, you put it on your lips, you know, it does go somewhere. Like, you do eat your lipstick. So I thought if it's made of beef tallow, then I don't care. It's okay to eat beef tallow. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Karen, 53 from Massachusetts. So the weather forecast is Florida. Sunny, beautiful all the time. Well, we do have our storms, and you know, our season does get a little bit chilly in the winter time, and it's usually a little bit colder here on the West Coast as opposed to the East Coast, but I'll take you both places and we can find out together. I'm so glad you guys are here on the Beach Report today. Massachusetts people in the house. I did want to do a show today about the holiday, the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. So if you're Jewish, raise your hand. You will still enjoy this show, even if you already think you know a lot about Hanukkah. I'm going to tell you some things that you don't know. So the reason I know so much about Hanukkah is I've been writing about it for many, many years. As a journalist, so I was with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette for a very long time. And when I was writing for them, they would always make me write articles about Hanukkah. They'd be like, Jill, write about Hanukkah. They wouldn't tell me what to write about Hanukkah, just that I should write about Hanukkah. So I always had to find a way to write about Hanukkah. And then I actually got a job writing about all the Jewish holidays for a magazine called Creative Forecasting. And that was a national magazine, and it was all about nursing homes. So if any of you ever worked in a nursing home, you would probably know Creative Forecasting. And, oh, you like my necklace, Devin? You know what? That's funny. Again, your comments are so funny. It's so on point. So this necklace is pretty old. I actually got it from Avon, I think like 2005. Avon jewelry, good stuff. Always good stuff. Why American women don't color gray hair and don't put on makeup? Just curious, is it so expensive? No, it's fine, lady. Because I'm a free-range natural woman. And I don't like to feel bound by I have to put stuff on my face or on my hair. And coloring your hair, it can be dangerous, you know. The hair dye can actually cause allergic reaction and destroy your scalp. And I have to say something else about that. When I stopped coloring my hair, it got a lot healthier. I mean, look at this. I'm 60 years old. Look at this hair. So I like the way that my hair turned out, and I would never color it again for anything in the world. Hi, Sam. And the reason is because look at it. And you might think it's not attractive, and that's fine with you. You know, you can all have your own opinions, but the way that I know that it's good hair is because everywhere I go, people are talking about my hair. I mean, the grocery store, I'm in a restaurant. It doesn't matter where I go. People point out my hair and need to talk about it. And it gets really long, really fast. And the way that it looks so good, I'm going to tell you my secret. And I call it my mental illness. Hi, Catherine. But it is a secret that I'm not real proud of this, but because seems like a mental illness, but I go through all the time looking for split ends. Like, I am the queen of the split ends. If you hang out with me and I start looking at my split ends, it doesn't mean I'm bored with you or anything. It just means that the sun is really good. It's shining on every strand of hair, and I can see the split ends very easily. And I always have scissors on me to cut them off. That's what I do. Some people take their split ends and split them on purpose. Please don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I've had long hair my entire life. And the reason it looks this good is literally because I cut off split ends. If I even see an end wanting to split, and you can tell, cut it off. Cut it off as low as you can. And that's how you get great looking long hair. My daughter does it too, so. I don't think we're wrong because we both have the great hair. And not everybody gets the great hair. I'm going to thank genetics as well. I mean, that is definitely a factor. But another reason too is because I don't put chemicals on my hair. So please don't be rude, Caleb. I'm gonna let you go right now. I'm not gonna put your comment up, but please don't disrespect me. I do not deserve it, okay? Yeah, don't talk about me like that, please, okay? I'm a widow, have respect. I'm 60 years old, for crying out loud. 60 years old, we don't want any part of that, all right? So exactly, Sid, a clean face without makeup is another thing that I love because I am not putting on airs for anyone. I don't really care if I have wrinkles. I'm not afraid to get old. And it's not about money. I forget who asked about that. It's, you know, I don't think that there is enough money in the world to make somebody more beautiful if they are not beautiful inside. So, and I'm gonna stop looking at the messages. Well, I'll look at this one held for review. Okay, I'm gonna put that one up. Dark matter. Yeah, I can be smoking hot, that's fine. Just don't be rude about it, okay? Because I'm not here to make your sexual dreams come true. I'm 60 years old. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Most women my age have no desire for sex, by the way. I'm just gonna let you in on that secret. And if they do, thank you, Ryan. I mean, that's a personal preference. You know, not everyone is like me, but I can say that I had an amazing husband for, Justin. I had an amazing husband for only 11 months, and then he died. And so I'm not ready to let him go. And I can't even think about even kissing anybody else. I don't want to do that. Well, that's good, Caleb. You guys like your older women, you can have them, but I'm just telling you how I feel. And especially as a widow, thank you very much, Mark. As a widow, it's abhorrent to me to want to be with another man, honestly. I miss my husband so much you can't even imagine. And I don't miss him because of missing sex. I miss him because I loved him. Because he was my heart. And I only got to be with him for like 5 years. That's not long enough. So, no, I can't move on, and I don't want to move on. And now I spend my life making it better for myself. And I don't want to rely on anybody else, so I try to do things for myself. Yeah, Ryan, it is. It's about love. And love is the answer. Love is very powerful. And when you find that love of your life, there's no replacing him. I just can't. And the holidays hit me hard. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. I do enjoy so much time with myself, but I also enjoy doing the beach report with you guys. And you guys have actually helped me to get through the past 3 years of being a widow. So yes, he died. He had cancer. He had prostate cancer. And he passed away a little more than 3 years ago, September 30th, 2022. Sorry. It's been real. You're not insensitive. It's okay, Drifting Soul. It's okay. And I like your name, by the way. Aren't we all drifting souls? Anyway, I did want to do this show about Hanukkah. And like I said, I used to write for a magazine about all the Jewish holidays. So I'm going to read to you one of the articles, or maybe a couple of them, about Hanukkah, because Hanukkah is a multifaceted multifaceted light holiday. Sandy says, love is a feeling and an action word. Each day you choose to be there for someone you care about by being supportive, etc. Well, that's true. Yeah, I'm not transgender, Slay. And if you are transgender, I guess you see everybody through that rose-colored glass, if you will. But that's another reason why I don't wear makeup. Because I am unapologetically myself. And I don't want anybody to think I have bigger lips than I really do, or longer eyelashes than I actually do. I mean, I just don't care. I was actually converted to Judaism as an infant. I wasn't really born Jewish. They say that if you're born to a Jewish woman, you are Jewish, and if you're not, then you're not. And I wasn't. My biological mother was not Jewish, so I had to be converted as an infant by the Jewish Family and Children's Service before I was given up for adoption to Jewish people. Does that answer your question? You know, be careful. You ask me a question, you're going to get a lot of answers. Yeah, no, I've always been a woman. Slayer. Oh, too funny, too funny. I don't think Slayer knows what a woman is. Final destination. I'm not going to show your weird comment because I think you're a bot, so you'll get kicked off. Anyway, yes, sunsets are beautiful here on Marco Island. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, was the first night of Hanukkah, because all of the Jewish holidays do start at sunset. So today would be the first day of Hanukkah. Hanukkah is also known as the Festival of Lights, and there is a reason for that. It takes place always on the same day on the Jewish calendar, which means it takes place in a different day on our regular American calendar. But the day it happens is called the 25th of the month of Kislev. Kislev is the name of a Kislev is the name of a holiday, of a month on the Jewish calendar. Okay, final destination. Then try to stay with the program here. Let's not talk about things that are not real, okay? Hello, Australia. Okay, so here's the reason why Hanukkah takes place on the 25th of Kislev on the Jewish lunar calendar, because it commemorates the rededication of the Holy Temple of Jerusalem. Now, using numerology, which God loves numbers, the word Hanukkah can literally be divided into two. Hanu means they rested, and Ka has the numerical value of 25. This means that on the 25th of Kislev, the Maccabees, the Jewish army, rested after battling the Roman army. And they marched right after that into the Holy Temple to rededicate it. Well, final destination, you might want to go elsewhere. This is the opposite of satanic, yes, man. These are the Jews, for crying out loud. They're not satanic. They're God's chosen people. The true meaning of Hanukkah is Nes Gadol Haya Shem, which in Hebrew means a great miracle happened there. Every year, Jews recite this phrase on Hanukkah. All right, yes, man, you need to go. We don't put up with people who hate Jews on this channel. So if you are one of my mods and you see somebody like him, would you please get rid of him? Throw him into the intercoastal. I'm sorry, not the intercoastal. The Gulf of America. Oh boy, the crazy people are here. The Jews are definitely God's chosen people. It is. So, and all of you Jew haters will get tossed off because it's just a fact. It's sad that I even have to say this. Anyway, every year we say Nes Gadol Haya Shem for Hanukkah. A great miracle happened there. It reminds us that God protects his people even when the odds seem to be greatly stacked against them. Thank you, Philip. And I also am a Messianic Jew, and I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior in 2018. So we all have Jews in our family tree, and we all love God. And God gave us his only son for a reason. Like many Jewish holidays, Hanukkah commemorates a time when our ancestors faced off against an intimidating enemy. In the case of Hanukkah, a small band of ragtag fighters managed to defeat the Roman army, according to a legend that began around 200 BC, when Israel was known as Judea. Now, Judea was a territory of Syria. An oppressive ruler, Antiochus IV, proclaimed that the Jewish people were forbidden to practice their religion or to study the Torah. Then the Syrian army proceeded to desecrate the temple on Jerusalem's Mount Moriah. They wreaked havoc and destruction, killing any Jews who refused to conform to the law and assimilate into Greek culture. Nevertheless, a small group of dedicated Jews who had always resisted assimilation with the Syrians survived this slaughter. They were known as the Maccabees. Thank you, Debayev. And their leader was a man named Judah the Maccabee. Driven by their love for God, this determined bunch formed guerrilla armies and attempted to fight the Syrians. For 3 years, they hid in local caves and ferociously battled the much larger army until the Syrians finally gave up. Victorious, the Maccabees returned to Mount Moriah to reclaim their beloved temple. They found it in shambles, ransacked and desecrated in every way possible. The only thing left was the temple's eternal light, which was still shining amidst the rubble. The altar of every synagogue features a sacred oil lamp known as the eternal light. As the name implies, the eternal light is supposed to burn all the time. One of the most important parts of the temple's rededication after its destruction was to rekindle the eternal light. According to the legend, this light ran on purified oil, and only one container was left. It would take 4 days to get more oil and 4 days to return to the temple. But there was only enough oil to keep the lamp lit for 1 more day. Miraculously, the light continued to shine on just long enough for the men to return with more oil, which is why the Jews repeat this phrase, Nes Gadol Haya Shem. A great miracle happened there. That first Hanukkah celebration took place after 3 months of grueling work to restore what the Syrians had tried to destroy. When the work was finally done, the Jews were ready to party. Beginning on the 25th of the Jewish month of Kislev, they spent 8 crazy nights dancing, singing, and waving the lulav. Those are palm branches, by the way. One might think that the more important miracle of Hanukkah was the fact that the tiny Maccabean army took on the Syrians and won. But Jews do not glorify war. Instead, we focus on the small but not insignificant victory of the temple's eternal light, shining long after the lack of fuel should have snuffed it out. And that's what I'm going to teach you about Hanukkah today. Any questions? Yeah, I know. I see you guys talking about what happened in Sydney on Bondi Beach and the hatred of Jews. Driving, I can't even call them people. Driving monsters to commit heinous acts of violence and murder. It's really disturbing. And I know that there are people on here right now who would do the same to me if they could. I know, I'm not dumb. I know who y'all are. I see what you're saying. And it's really, it's horrific. Hello, France. Anti-Semitism is a disease. Yes, I am Messianic, Michael. The hatred of people you don't know. What are you doing with your life? I mean, really. And then there's the question of Islam. Is it compatible with the United States? I'm going to say no. I was raised to believe that Israel was the Jewish Holy Land. And of course, in many ways it is. But I did not embrace Zionism because I think that the place where the Jews are the most free is America and not really Israel at all. This is just what I think. I just kicked off a bot. Anyway, this murderous hatred that people have, where did that come from? Thank you, Dick Tracy. Like, what drives you to want to go after somebody? And if you're not Islamist, if you are a believer in Islam, then I know what drives you. I know what drives you. And you know what, Bones? It's not Islam that's winning. It's hate. Thank you, Alicia. The hate seems to be winning, doesn't it? Hi, Perky Patty. Perks Patty. Yeah, the UK definitely losing that battle. But why? Because they think they should be tolerant of things that are not acceptable. There are many things that Islam, what's the word I'm looking for? The believers of Islam, they're not like you and I. I know, Mark. Everybody just loves to hate for some reason. It is sickening. But when are we going to look at each other as individuals and people? Just people. Not people who belong to a certain group that need to be snuffed out. I want to talk for a second also about Erica Kirk. That's a situation that just breaks my heart. You know, Erica Kirk was not a famous woman before September 10th. I didn't even know that Charlie was married, honestly. It didn't cross my mind. I didn't really, you know, I have been a supporter of Turning Point since I attended my first Turning Point conference in, I think it was 2019. And I was with a group of TV news people, TV, you know, like internet TV type of thing. Anyway, really cool people. And I gotta say, Charlie Kirk treated us very well and let us join his Turning Point conference. He gave us all press passes and gave us full run of the place, and it was super fun and very interesting. And he was really great, really great. And I did a few more Turning Point events after that. And the last one that I went to was in West Palm Beach. It was a crap show. They left us out in the garage in West Palm Beach, Florida for hours in the heat. It was bad. It was so bad. And at one point, Charlie himself came out to apologize to each and every one of us who were standing there. And he even hugged my friend Cindy which was very brave of him because I know that I didn't smell very good, and I'm pretty sure none of us did. I'm not, no digs at you, Cindy, you're beautiful. I'm just saying, for Charlie Kirk to embrace any one of us after standing in a hot, sweaty garage for a couple of hours was really brave. Anyway, he was really kind, and after that, we were pretty mad before he showed up. But after he showed up, we were all like, "It's okay, Charlie, we'll be fine." And we were. And then we went in, and everything was great. So, hi, Phil. Good to see you, my friend. So it was a good experience. But talking about Erica. This woman was really not on anybody's radar. She was the mother of Charlie Kirk's children. I know that in the organization, I'm sure she played a significant role, but she was, she was a stay-at-home mom. And, somebody needs to be thrown into the Gulf of America because you're rude. Erica Kirk is a widow. Erica Kirk didn't do anything to deserve the father of her children and the love of her life to be murdered in cold blood in front of the whole world. She deserves respect. Everybody deserves respect. I also deserve respect, so please speak to me like I am a real person and not somebody you can just play with on the internet. I'm a real person. Yes, I'm very sober. Actually, thank you, Yellow Ivy, for saying that, because I have given up, and I loved my wine. I didn't love it too much or anything, I just realized that drinking wine, drinking any kind of alcohol, the older you get, you're not doing yourself any favors. It's really not good for you. So I am trying to get much older than I am. 60's not enough for me. One of these days I'll be looking at you and I will be 80. And you can make fun of me then all you want, but I'm going to live a long time because I try very hard to live naturally and to not drink alcohol. And I'm not saying that I won't have a glass of champagne at a special celebration or whatever, but no, I'm not drinking anymore. Yes, human life should be first. I agree. Anyway, Erica Kirk does not deserve to be treated the way she has been. And if she wants to get on television and talk about it or tell Candace Owens to stop the things that she's doing, she has every right. Thank you, CD. No, this is not my home. I am in a hotel, Marco Island. And I want to talk about that too. Oh, Bob, you're very sweet, but I'm 60 now. I finally did it. I went and turned 60. Anyway, thank you, Alexander. Even in French, it sounds very nice. Anyway, I'm a widow. I'm still married to my husband in heaven. And Erica did not deserve what happened to her, and her husband certainly did not deserve what happened to him, and especially her children. Thank you, Phil, you're so sweet. Think about those children. Can you imagine being 3 years old and your daddy's never going to come home again? It's awful. Anyway, please stop hating on Erica Kirk. Please stop making fun of everything she does. And you know why her eyes look like that? Because that's how her eyes look. Because she's just a person. She doesn't deserve to be treated badly. And she doesn't deserve to have every damn move she makes be judged by the couch potatoes out there, the armchair warriors who don't even know her, but you think that you know what's going on in her life. That's not fair. That's not right. And you know what, Bones? I hear what you're saying about Muslims. And no, it's not all Muslims. And I just said how I have a very good friend who is Muslim, and we never even talk about it. And I haven't seen her in years, but she's on my Facebook. And, you know, I know she's there for me, and I know she loves me, and she knows I love her. However, it might not be all Muslims, but there is a faction of this religion that wants to take over the world and wants to destroy the Western way of life. And it's real. And it really is a threat to us. So, no, I don't abide by that. Hey, did you hear about the Somalians, who, by the way, are a Muslim country? The Somalian leadership, if you will, or I don't know who these people were, but they actually came out and apologized to us Americans for how they have, or a section of their community has treated America like its own personal piggy bank. They have lied, they have stolen, they have disgraced all of themselves. I think the way you differentiate from a good or a bad Muslim is somebody who is being friends with everybody. That's a good Muslim, I think. Somebody who's your neighbor, and they're doing their own thing, and you're doing your own thing, and nobody's really getting in anyone's way. And I don't know if that's even possible, but it's those Muslims who want that call to prayer to be through the air, that we all have to listen to it, or, you know, just disrespecting women, treating women like we're just here for your, you know, I have a lot of Muslim men, they come on my show and they say the most disgusting things to me as if I deserve that, because that's what Muslims think, that women have no rights. I'm not making that up. It's a real thing. So, yeah, actions prove. Exactly, Bones. It's sad that there are people like this in the world. And of course, it's not everybody, but if you are a part of a group like this, then you are complicit in it. So there's that. But anyway, back to Erica Kirk. I don't know. I know I can't change your mind. If you're going to hate on her, you're going to hate on her. But just think about it before you do. Just realize that almost every widow goes through this period of intense hatred. I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. I married my husband knowing that he was dying. And we only got 11 months of wedded bliss. But I married him because I did not want anybody to get in my way of being with him at the end of his life. I married him because I loved him, and nobody was going to stop me from caring for him. And definitely not his family, who didn't like me. And I didn't realize how much they didn't like me until he was in hospice after 3 years of actually dedicated 2 years of battling cancer that they said would kill him within 3 to 6 months. That's right, Sandy. Erica needs time to heal. And she's doing this in front of the whole world. I was only doing it in front of my Beach Report family, which I got to tell you was helpful for me because my followers loved me. And they went through it with me, and they knew my husband, and they were just as heartbroken as I was about his death. So I was uplifted by my social media community. But poor Erica. Poor Erica. Anyway, my husband's family blamed me for his death. They called me the M word. They did. And, you know, nobody deserved it less than me. Or I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, less. Because I took care of that man, and they would have put him in a nursing home. I don't know. They didn't really pay too much attention to him while he was dying of cancer. And the reason that they blamed me for his demise was because they thought that he didn't really have cancer. They actually thought he was faking it. They actually thought he was faking it. They said he was a drama queen. But that man was sick. That man had cancer throughout his entire body and a lump on his head. It was horrible. And I loved him through it. I loved him until the last breath that he took. So, I gotta say, don't make fun of widows. Don't be rude to us when we lose the love of our life. Don't blame us for our husband's death, and we not only had nothing to do with it, but if Erica could have stood in front of that bullet and taken it for her husband, I guarantee you she would have. I guarantee you. It's terrible what people say to widows, and even now, I see some of these comments are very rude and disrespectful. I don't really care. I don't care what you think, you know. Just like Erica, I'm playing for the ruler of the universe, my Father who art in heaven. I only care what he thinks. I don't care what you think. So, when you're disrespectful to me like this, everyone sees it. Not just me, but everyone watching sees who and what you are. So you're just putting it out there for yourself. Yeah, you Vincent there. Oh yeah. You're showing us all who you really are. Got nothing to do with me. Sick people. Thank you, Ed. I will do that. Yeah. Somebody else to throw to the sharks. We see you. Thank you, Les. My ex-husband, he wasn't on my ex-husband. You mean my ex-husband or my husband who died? Because I've got one of each. And my ex-husband was not even Jewish, but Ray was Jewish. He was a king of the universe. And just the fact that he died in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur lets me know exactly who he was. And when he died, he was protecting me, actually, because we were in Hurricane Ian. And the hospice that he died in was actually a hurricane shelter. And he saved my life. Wrap your head around that one, okay? Ray saved my life in his last days. And I'll never forget that. And I will never forget him. And I can never, ever love another man. Because nobody can be better than Ray. Hi, Renee. So, that's how I feel. And that's how a lot of widows feel. If you had a great love of your life, you're not looking to replace him. And he's still with me. He's in heaven, but he's still with me. I feel it every day. He was an amazing man. And dying between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, that tells you God chose that. He chose that time for Ray to die. Ray chose that time to die. He waited until the day after Hurricane Ian, and it was safe for me to go out in the world. Everything that's happened to me since then is because I am protected by Ray and by God. Harley, anywhere in the world you'd love to travel to? No, Harley. I'm so happy right where I am. I'm always so happy right where I am. I travel every day. So, you know, Renee, I'm open to love from everybody. I don't want to just love one person. I love the Lord. I love Jesus. I love my children. I love the grandchildren I don't have yet. I am so full of love. And I feel a lot of love from you guys. And Phil, if you're just looking for women with money, then what are you doing? That's so disingenuous. Because guess what? Money isn't real. And it can't buy happiness. And it can't buy health. If If what you're looking for is money, then you're not looking for something that will sustain you. I have 2 children, Brenda. I was blessed. Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much. Some of you are so wonderful, and that's who I choose to focus on, is those of you who are good, wonderful people. We can see you too. We see the trolls, we see the bots, we see the haters, but we also see you good people. We see you the most. That's right, David, you can't take anything with you. And that was interesting that you should say that, because that was the biggest lesson that I learned from my husband's death. You know what? Right before you die, you start to see the people who were in your life before, like your parents, your siblings, if they passed on. And Ray, 2 of his sisters were already gone, and his parents. And he saw them all, and his friends. I mean, he would wake me up in the middle of the night going, baby, baby, do you see the people in the corner? He was from Cuba, by the way. So I channel him when I use his voice. I talk like him. He'd say, baby, baby, do people in the corner, do you see them? And I'd be like, no. It was a little bit. But, you know, Ray was there next to me, so I didn't feel afraid. And kind of knew that he was going through that death process, because death is a process. Thank you, Houston. It's a process to die. And part of the process is seeing the people who are already gone. They do come to get you. So no, you can't take your car, you can't take your house, you can't even take your clothes or your jewelry or anything with you to heaven. What you take is your relationships. So I collect friends. That's what I collect. I'm not here looking for money and power or any of that stuff. I'm looking for friends. And when I get to heaven, I want to see all my friends up there and have big parties forever and ever and ever. Bones, is that what you call them, the shadow people? Hey, Pensacola. Chris, I love Pensacola. You know, T-Rex, I hear you. He won't have to suffer through apocalypse and Armageddon. I don't know if we'll have to suffer through that either, but I do feel like Ray was suffering when he died, suffering from the pain of cancer, and also the pain of knowing that he found the love of his life at the end of his life. That was very painful for both of us. But he'd spend every day telling me how he was still alive because of me, how much he loved me, and how when all this is over, baby, I'm going to take good care of you. Yeah, suffering is part of life. It's unavoidable. And you know what else, Patricia? And this goes all the way back to Hanukkah. If you can't acknowledge the light, if you can't acknowledge the darkness, then you'll never see the light. Without darkness, you don't know what light is. He was so great, Bob. He was the greatest. And Robert, I'm going to do more than just keep his memory. That's one of the books I'm working on, is about my Ray. So, hallo Deutschland. I always love it when my Deutschland Folke, when you guys come on. I know, I'll translate for you. Anyway, most of you have been very sweet to me, and I greatly appreciate that, because you can see what the haters say. But I don't care. I know I was super lucky to have that great love. And I will spend the rest of my life appreciating that. And also working. Debs, thank you. And I know you're right. I do. I feel stronger every day, actually. I'll leave you guys with one one thing I wanted to talk about just quickly. So the other night, I did my show for the boat show for Fort Lauderdale. Oh, Patricia, wait. Patricia says, I lost my dad to pancreatic cancer 3 years ago. He got diagnosed, and 4 weeks later, he was gone. Just love the ones you have now. Give them a hug and tell them, I love you. That is a great message right there. Yeah, thank you, Bob. I know, Chris. I have cancer. Lost both my parents and my husband and other people. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sandalwood. Debs, this holiday season is kicking my butt in a lot of ways. You know, it was one thing that I lost my husband 3 years ago, but this time last year, I lost my other heart. I lost my little dog. And that's another reason why I don't wear makeup, for the lady who asked, because I cry a lot. And I think waterproof makeup isn't really very good for you, you know, like chemicals and such. And all the other makeup rolls down your cheeks, so I can't wear makeup. But it's okay, crying is part of emotional life. Has risen. I want to make it clear that this is not a fairy tale. If you don't accept Jesus Christ in your life as your Savior, your sins on this earth, you will not go to heaven. Don't be fooled by the dreamland. Agree. Totally agree. Yeah, never too old to cry. I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. And I'll say something else about accepting Jesus Christ as a Jew. It was the best thing I ever did. I love Jesus so much. I never dreamed that I would be this huge Jesus freak. It's like kind of funny, but I am. Yeah, we know about Jesus here. Oh, thank you, Sylvie. Thank you. Humans can change, absolutely. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. And that song keeps playing on the radio for me. You know, Bob, he changed my life. David, I'm not dating. I love Jesus. I love God. I love the Holy Spirit. And I love my Ray. And I love all of you. I love that song, Mr. Sandalwood. Maybe you don't like Michael Jackson, but I do love that song. So, I will never date again. I will never love again. I know I'll never love this way again. Maybe you need to dye your hair, William. I'll be fine the way I am. Thank you so much. Thousands of years before Jesus was known by mankind, are they in hell? I don't know what you're saying about that, Z-Core, but I am happy to read it out loud when you send me a super chat. Yeah, if you want me to read something out loud, just send me a super chat and I will do it. Yeah, Ed, don't worry about William. You know, these people show us who they are. It's no reflection on me. If you want to come on my show and show everybody what you think and who you are, that's up to you. It's okay, David. And I appreciate your apology very, very much. And you know what, Pixie? I love being 60 years old, so we can talk about it. It's all good. Yeah, I don't ever feel like I have to do anything to be more attractive or more anything, really. I am enough. I am just myself. I didn't understand your question, Z-Core. I'm sorry. I don't know what you meant, but you said something about people being in hell, so yeah, I think there are some people in hell. Absolutely. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Giselle. You guys are really sweet to me right now. Thank you. Although I must say, I don't put too much stock in the wonderful comments because people will just as easily say I am hideously old and nasty looking. So I don't care. I don't care. I'm just myself. I look this way because this is how I look. I'm not trying to look any different way than how I look. And it's funny, since I stopped wearing makeup, actually it was a year ago that I stopped wearing eye makeup anymore because of all the crying I did when my dog died. So yeah, queen, you understand. But I just thought, you guys don't like me without eye makeup, then it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. This is just how I look. I'm not trying to be anyone that I'm not. And that's all. And I think that everybody should accept the way that they look. Oh, Aces wants to know some of my accomplishments. Well, I am super excited to tell you because I am in the midst right now of changing my entire career. I've always been a journalist and a writer and an editor, but now I am also a book publisher. And I just published my second book for someone else that's not me. So, yeah, I hear you, Sylvie. Anyway, you guys are super sweet. Yeah, I'm not a day trader. I work really hard, actually. And this last book that I published, the girl I published it for, so she is intense. And she's super demanding. And it's not a bad thing, you know. I gotta say, there were times I was a little like, a little perturbed with all the changes. But you know what? Now I look back and thank goodness for her, because she forced me to really learn. If it wasn't for her demanding nature, I might never have learned how to do masking and, you know, change my pixel points and all this stuff, using new programs and getting really good at it. So I've always been an excellent writer and editor, if I do say so myself, but now I'm a graphic designer. So that is a huge accomplishment. And thank you for loving my shirt. Writing a book, Mr. Sandalwood, it is a huge accomplishment. And I'm happy to say that I am the published author of 2 books. And yes, I published myself because I can, which I love that too. I don't like asking people for permission. And I don't like thinking that my dreams hinge upon somebody else's abilities. I want it to all be me. So that's why I learned to become a graphic designer and not just write the books and not just edit the books, but lay them out too and send them to the printer so that other people can become published authors and I can help them. So it is a flex, Bob. So thank you, and thank you for asking. No, I don't live here. This is a hotel, Jake. Actually, the last book that I worked on, I didn't leave the house for 3 days. It was a lot of work. It was very grueling. And thank you, Debs. And you know what to do with the trolls. Into the drink they go. My dream book to publish, Mr. Sandalwood, now that you have asked, I am working on it right now. It is my 3rd book. It is called 7 Years in Switzerland. And I actually just in earnest started working on it today. And I've got the outline done. And I mean, I've been writing it for like decades. All of the work that I do now comes from decades and decades of being a writer. It's at the point where, yes, I can say things myself, but I can also go back and find out, what did I think about that 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years ago? Because I'm a journaler. And if you are young, I want to tell you something. If you are very young, so this is Marco Island, Jamillis. Marco Island, Florida. Anyway, if you are very young and you want to be a writer, or even if you don't want to be a writer, yes, Florida, I advise you to keep a diary. Write down all the stuff that you're going through, what you think about it, what you think about the world. You will never, ever be sorry that you did that. And you can do that at any age, of course. But if you do it when you're really young, it sets you up for a very good, habit that will serve you in the future and really teach you things that you might not have known if you hadn't written it down. So I think all of you should consider writing a journal, no matter how old you are, but especially if you're very young. Bob, my favorite topic to write about is other people. I love writing about other people. I love writing other people's stories. You know, I write about myself, and it's hard sometimes, and I cry or I laugh. I get very emotional when I write about myself. But when I write about other people, I can spotlight them. That is one of my taglines, actually, as a journalist and an editor, and now an author, is that everywhere I go, other people get noticed. I love to put the spotlight on people who would not get any recognition if it wasn't for me. So I love doing that, and I love helping other people realize their dreams. And many people have this dream of becoming a published author, and it's huge. And I like to help you make that dream happen. So if you would go to my website, jillbooks.com, because Jill publishes books, JILLBOOKS. Hello, Fred. Good to see you. Hello, Vicky. Everyone's here. I love you guys. Vicky read my book. Anyway, if you go to my website, jillbooks.com, I can help you, Jackie. Absolutely. Go to my website. And I do have to tell you that I did have a problem with my email, which is info@jillbooks.com. And I don't know what happened. I had to call my hosting my website, whatever, and say, can you fix this, please? And they did. So, but there was a problem, and I wasn't getting my emails. So if you have contacted me, I think like in the last month, and I didn't answer, it's because of this email problem that I've been having. So please try again. Sometimes it is hard to get a hold of me, but once you do, then things will happen. But it is up to you. So yeah, I don't have any money. No money here. But I have big faith. That's what I have. A lot of faith. And maybe if I publish enough books, I'll have money too. But it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not here trying to make money. Like I said before, I'm trying to make friends. Because you can't take money with you into heaven. You take your friends. I'm trying to have enough people who love me so much that maybe when I am in my 90s and hundreds and everything, they'll make sure nothing bad happens to me. I don't ever want to get married again, so get that one out of your mind. But and I'm not worried about it. I do have children who love me, so I'll be okay. I'm just saying. I'm here trying to make the world a better place. How about you? Is that what you're doing? If you are, then maybe we can be friends. All right, you guys. Calvinistic mindset. Interesting. I'll look that up. I've heard about Calvin, but no one ever told me I had a Calvinistic mindset, so that's interesting. A state of stiffness. Vicky, I get you. This time of year is difficult, but that's what's so great also about this time of year, because in all actuality, we're going to hit a new year very soon, like just a couple of weeks. And that's a good time for you to make changes, set goals, maybe do things differently. I mean, every Monday you can start, every day you can start. But sometimes people need a little kick, and that's where the New Year's resolutions take hold. Charlene, you have 0 degrees. That's not good. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Virginia. I appreciate it so much. You guys are so kind to me. Well, unless you have any more questions. I've been doing this show for, 74 minutes. That's pretty long. And I'm getting Hanukkah gifts today, so thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Being a YouTuber is sometimes a thankless job. Thank you, Adis. It's actually, we're celebrating Hanukkah this week. Deb says, we don't want anyone to go through what we have, so we share wisdom and knowledge. And that's so true. And thank you so much, Charlene. And you know, Vicky, girl, I hear you. The holidays are the worst when you are missing people. And I myself have never, ever experienced grief like this. I know my husband died, you know, more than 3 years ago. You would think I would be used to it by now, but losing my dog last year has made it very, very hard. So I hear why you don't like the holidays, Queen. I understand. I do. I love the holidays. I really do. But I am out of sorts. And I am breaking down pretty often. A song on the radio will do it. Just a memory. It's amazing, these things that you're fine, you're tooling along, you're like, yeah, everything's good. And then all of a sudden, you're in a puddle of tears, ugly crying, at a stoplight and hoping people aren't looking at you. Thank you, Robert, so much. Oh, and Debs, I don't know if Queen is looking to become an influencer, be a YouTuber. I highly recommend it. I think it's a great thing to do. And I do have to say, though, it's something that you have to do it. You can't talk about it to other people. You just have to do it. And that's how you get good at it. I've been doing this for 10 years. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. So I was doing my my boat parade show, my Fort Lauderdale boat parade show. And a lot of my friends that I've known for the past 10 years living in Florida were at this little party that we had. And I start doing my show, and you know, most of these people, they know I have this show. They don't really watch it or, you know, really pay attention, but I was doing it right in front of them, so they kind of had to pay attention. And at the end of the party, I went out on the balcony and I was just kind of sitting by myself, because I do have to decompress every time I do a show, because it means a lot to me. I don't know if you guys realize, but I take it very seriously. And I was sitting outside, and I don't think they knew I was there, but I heard them starting to talk about me and my show. And I often run into people who are in my life don't like my show, and they don't want to be on it, and they're camera shy or whatever, and they just, you know, they don't like that I'm constantly doing these shows for whatever reason. But these ladies were like, they were saying the nicest things. I don't want to like toot my own horn and like get into all the things that they said. It just suffice it to say that they appreciated my show, and they understood that what I'm doing here is lifting everybody up. This show is not about me. It's about you. It's about all of us. And I bare my soul, and I talk about these things, and then you guys talk about them too. And that's right, Debs. We all also grow a shell, and what other people think is really none of our business. And we are all learning from each other and these examples as well. Life. It's such a school of hard knocks, isn't it? But you know what? If you didn't get knocked hard, you wouldn't know. It's like the old adage, because it felt so good when I stopped hitting myself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hating yourself. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you probably can't love anybody else. Yeah, you're welcome. Grow with the flow and be a light in a dark world. Yeah. I'm glad you're here, Silvio. Don't worry. I do the beach report every day. Almost every day. I did have to take a few days off last week in order to publish that book. So, and I'm going to do that from time to time. Hello, Mariana. And if you would like to join my members group, we are now 40 members strong, and you will be greatly appreciated in the members group. So thank you. Thank you. Happy Hanukkah, James. Thank you. Thank you, Alfred. All right, you guys. Well, I do have to get to work because, like I said, I am working on my next book and Ray's book and another book. So it's great. Love you, Debs. Oh, that's Queen. Big hugs. Yeah. Oh, you guys. And I love when you guys talk to each other. Sometimes I think you're talking to me, but you're talking to each other. And I love that the most because we are the Beach Report family. And when you guys become friends, it makes my heart sing. Yes, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. It's growing all the time with wonderful, wonderful people just like you. All right, you guys, I am going to say ciao for now. Happy, happy Hanukkah. And we'll see you on the next Beach Report.